for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'm going to call the roll.
Maria Mills Benet,
Here.
Darrell Bowe?
Bothme,
Yeah, that's good. I'm here. Thank you.
Thomas Jordan,
Here.
Sean Junko,
Here.
Newton White,
Here.
Lance Green,
Here.
Stan Schmidt.
All right. First order action, consideration of the minutes from the August 25th meeting. Can I get a motion?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as is.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments, concerns? Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. All right, moving right along. Case number 22-400003, Ninth Amendment to the Master Development Agreement of Crystal Lake Plan Unit Development. Can I get a motion to open?
Motion to approve case number 22-40000003.
Second.
I have a motion and a second by Tom.
Gwen Perney Planning. This request is approval of the Ninth Amendment to the Crystal Lake Master Development Agreement. The request is to add the use of mini warehouse to the lots. The subject property, it's lots 1353 through 1384 on the north side of Reed Canal Road. The requested amendment is to add the use of mini warehouse to those lots in order to develop a 3-story climate-controlled self-storage facility. Staff reviewed the request and is recommending approval of the amendment. Do you have any questions?
Any questions of Gwen? Tom, I'll start with you.
No, I'm all set. Thank you very much.
Bo?
No, no questions.
Maureen?
Nope.
Johnny?
Nope. Nope.
How many self-storage areas do we have in the area, and how many are in the future land use, in that area? I mean, I know we got a lot of apartments going up, and obviously this would be basically providing for the apartments and so on, but there's not any other storage areas down that way, correct?
Well, the Eighth Amendment that was just approved on the other side of Reed Canal was for a future possibly self-storage facility. But up in that area, those would be the only two at this time.
Okay. All right. We're going to hear from the applicant.
Good evening, Joey Posey, 420 South Nova, attorney for the applicant. And I guess just to echo what Glenn was getting at too, that we thought it was an easy transition, that this is a perfect spot with all of the apartments, that there needs to be a place for folks to go to store their items. It's not roll-up doors, it's a big facility, very nicely architectured. We're not modifying any of those provisions that's already required in the PD. So other than that, it's pretty straightforward, and I think it's a win-win because you already have office warehouse approved in that PD, and this really just takes traffic off of that roll. It's a very quiet use, so given the nature of the uses around it, I thought it made some sense too. So I'm available for questions, and if there's anything that you guys are curious about that maybe I can help answer, happy to do it.
Newt?
I'm good.
Johnny? I have no questions. Bo?
The only thing I was wondering, you're going to have an interior access, right?
Correct.
So there's going to be a hallway inside. There's not going to be exterior.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Everything
Yeah.
is interior to the building, so the exterior will have that office look, but the interior will be the mini storage units.
That should look nice. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Tom?
That was my question. The only other comment I have is people need to stop acquiring so much crap.
Oh, man.
Right. Storage units seem to be like a trend right now. We have so many of them, but not a lot on that.
But look at the
that
apartments
side,
going
yeah.
up, and I mean, nobody's got places to store their little canoes.
It sounds like we're doing well if we need places to store things.
No.
I'd rather it that way than the other way, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
Just my thought.
Any other questions, concerns? All right, thank you. We have a motion on the table in a second. Any public comments on this? Anybody? Would you call the roll?
Maria Mills Bonet,
Yes.
Daryl
Just call me Bo.
Bo,
Okay.
Bo
yeah.
for me,
Right. Yes.
Thomas Jordan.
Yes.
John Junko.
Yes.
Newton White,
Yes.
Lance Green.
Yes. All right. All right, move along then. And we are at the
Calendar.
case number, wait a minute.
It's not a case number.
It's agenda item.
Yeah.
All right,
Calendar.
go for it.
Penelope Cruz Planning. So in your packet, you had the calendars for next year. It's really just for you to review and accept. Similar to all previous years, the only changes to our standard fourth Thursday is in November and December due to the holidays. Those meetings are pushed up. So if you have any questions, I'm here.
Can you just call both Thursdays?
That's
when the meeting- oh,
that's John's
John.
job.
Okay, perfect, all right.
Ooh,
Any
they're rubbing you good. buddy.
questions on that one?
I have a comment to make.
I'm getting out of the line of
No,
fire.
we're-
Well, first, I want to thank staff for taking initiative to get this out and make sure that I got a copy of it. Secondly, I would like to suggest that everybody make note of this and mark your calendars, so there'll be absolutely no excuse for missing a meeting
Amen.
without reason next year.
And no vacations.
Yeah, nothing, no excuses, and John, you keep your phone bill paid. Other than
All right,
that-
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner comments. Tom, I'll start with you.
Oh, great. No, thanks. Staff is doing fine and things are going well. So that's it.
Bo, anything?
Just one quick question. I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but do we have any idea what's going to happen with the all the debris laying around? Is there any
Yeah,
kind of
cleanup schedules.
Well, yeah, you can go on the
By
city's
zone.
website and they'll basically
It's a
tell you where they are,
cleanup,
what zone, how many trucks they got in each
Yeah.
zone, and how they're
It's happening.
progressing, yes.
Is it happening now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just
Okay.
slower than we would all
Yeah.
like.
They got off to a start because you got to get contracts with these people, and
Yeah.
at Monday night's meeting, it was pretty informative as to what all, or Tuesday nights when it was all going on, so, yeah. But yeah, it's coming, and they're hitting zone by zone, and they're getting more trucks. Marie?
Thank you.
No, I'm good.
Oh, do you?
Johnny?
Just a public announcement reminding everyone, is this on POG today? If not, we got a.
It doesn't look like we're on
weekend.
POG.
Thank you.
So for those of you, we have a carnival all through Sunday. It should be a lot of fun. The weather's holding out. I hope everyone has a good time that decides to go.
Newton?
Is POG in color? Wearing the pink today, breast cancer awareness month.
I'll be
Cancer
there
awareness
at the
month.
walk on Saturday.
Nice. All right, so I'm going to bring up a subject, and I think this is going to be a touchy subject. And Tam, if you want to come up, you can. You know, and I want to talk about Woodhaven now. I want to talk about what happened in Woodhaven. And I know that I was against that fence, and that fence is now along 95. That was along 95, so I'm sure you've heard about it already, right? I'm sure it's an issue. The fence is gone, and I guess now Woodhaven wants to charge the homeowners to fix it. And I firmly believe, had that been a green wall from the get-go, this would have probably never happened, or would have been less than where we sit today. Because now we're going to continue to put this fence back over and over and over, and every time a storm comes, it's going to end up in the backyard. I don't think that would happen if it was bamboo. That's just my opinion.
I'm assuming
So-
it was destroyed from the hurricane?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's always going to be destroyed from the hurricanes. Every
White
single one of
PVC
them.
panels.
Huh?
Well,
Yeah.
it would
White
have been.
PVC, they imploded with heavy winds. I mean, it's sad because we were even talking about having neighborhoods to start having a code to replace the cedar fences with these PVC. They look aesthetically nice, they're very clean, but they implode during heavy wind conditions.
Well,
And you
look
see
at
the
that
panels everywhere.
Well, look where that one is. It's
Yeah.
on a hill,
Yeah.
on the highway, and it was wide open, and it was never going to survive.
Well, remember, they were supposed to get
Yeah.
landscaping put up, and
Yeah,
they never.
yeah.
they
But we
never-
gave them an exemption. We gave them some kind of a free pass to not do any of it and just
Well-
stuff a fence up there. And I just think, I want to go on
Has
record and
every-
say I thought it was wrong. I never liked it from the start. I thought it should have been vegetation. I still think we need to make them make it vegetation. There is no reason why that very bamboo that they put on Williamson or Airport Road couldn't have been on that hill and been rooted and growing and would have sustained this storm versus where we sit today, which now, and I guess, because I talked to somebody, and they're saying that the homeowner association is actually still run by the developer, and yet the homeowner association is now gonna have to pay for this fence that they gotta continue to put back. I understand that you're, quote, gonna try and meet code with that fence. You're not gonna meet code with that fence panel, are you, Johnny? I mean.
Not the, listen, it was
no.
a Cat 1 that hit it and it destroyed it.
Yeah.
So you know
So-
anything from a Cat 1 up, that's gonna happen again.
Oh, and again, over
Yeah.
and over. So I would like to see if we can, I don't know, if Woodhaven is open to saying, look, we'll go out there and start stuffing some bamboo or some kind of vegetation out on this hill and to relieve this fence that I think is going to be an ongoing maintenance issue.
Tim Berman, Community Development, as we talked with them, they are evaluating it. They still have the option to either do landscaping or a fence. But basically there, so that, but that is between the HOA to determine which way they want to go. The city
Well-
basically just has a zoning document which says either or has
But
to
we
be
gave them an
installed.
exception. We
Basically
did.
that was what was
Yeah.
approved as part of that amendment was
Yeah.
either or then. So, but we also had basically subdivisions that had, we had subdivisions that had buffers that lost trees in there. And now the HOA is questioning why they have to reinstall trees that were required in a buffer too. So, we did lose landscaping too, and if we lost landscaping, they'd be required to basically put that landscaping back there then, so.
And I'm just thinking, in my opinion, and from my years of construction, you're never going to keep that fence up there where it is. I mean, it's so wide open, it's so exposed.
We had the fence on.
It's not going to be
we had
protected.
the same
enough.
fence on too for, with, Kings Landing off of, Pencil there. Basically, it's a wide open, run there, and that was a white PVC fence, and hey, same scenario.
Well-
Usually the PVC fences survive between houses where there's basically 10 feet of separation
Yeah.
because the wind was blocked. Anything basically gets a wide open, wind gust then, we saw PVCs throughout the, Port Orange take a hit then.
Well, again, let's make this point of information, let's learn from it, because I don't think that was the appropriate place to have that fence. I mean, I'm sure Kings Landing might be a different scenario, but that thing, because again, I still think that it looks bad from the highway. When you're driving by Port Orange, that's what you see, and I'd rather it been trees or vegetation, but again, lesson learned as we move forward with allowing a developer to do something that probably we shouldn't have done, but that's just my
Well,
opinion of it all.
Does anybody know what kind of wind resistance those fences take? I mean, are
They're
they
not
rated?
really
or-
required. It's a residential
Tim,
divider, and it's sold freely through the local hardware stores. And it's becoming more popular because it's becoming more affordable. But sadly, they're interlocked, and then they're locked
Yeah.
in on the sides. So if one of the poles give out, it slides out of the retaining slots and starts going everywhere.
the whole thing.
Unless they could come up with a way to individually fasten every panel with a little fastening screw. Either than that, it's just, and it's debris during heavy wind conditions.
Yeah,
And it's
I was
expensive,
thinking
though. It's
that.
still
It is
very
expensive.
expensive.
It is.
You know,
I was
and
just
I mean,
thinking
I don't know
maybe
what
the
the cost of
manufacturer
replacement.
would have some, liability there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't
hate
think
to see
so.
the homeowners get stuck with that bill.
I mean, have you ever seen, I think, the
It's warranted
park
as,
over on Taylor Road? Every heavy wind condition, it's all on the floor.
Yeah,
And their maintenance crews are putting it back on, the mobile home area.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
putting it all back on. Every heavy
Every-
storm, it's just a crossword puzzle. I mean, just a puzzle. They're just
Jigsaw
putting
puzzle.
it- Yeah, it's a
okay,
mess.
question for Mr. Berman. If memory serves me correctly, ICI Woodhaven put that fence up and then had to come for a variance after they had already installed the fence.
They had started putting the fence up, then they came back for the MDA amendment.
And then we granted that because they promised us landscaping.
But that was not included in the MDA amendment.
But
That
that
has nothing to
wasn't,
do
but
with the
that,
meeting, it was
right,
just-
but that
yeah.
wasn't in the
I
MDA,
remember
that
the
was
meeting
just,
well.
that was just their vice president or ever who was here
That was
that.
the person who spoke at this dais from ICI.
So, since that was that variance is now in the MDA, so you can't not issue them a permit to put the fence back.
No.
We didn't get it in writing.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
But
no,
we can
it's-
issue
yeah,
basically-
when-
They can do what they want with
So,
it,
yeah,
yeah.
it's-
They- But I would just say, and again, because they're going to be coming before you many, many times in the future, is to keep encouraging them to not do things like that and continue to try and put vegetation where we can. I mean, I think that the bamboo that they put along there, I mean, I think it's growing wonderfully, and I think it looks awesome. You know what I mean?
Looks good.
It's doing what it's supposed to do. And the same with Yorktown, you know what I mean? It's doing what it's supposed to do. That's what they should have put there, or put it on the outside of that fence. You know what I mean? But
Well, the challenge for Tim and for us is that you can't tie projects together. You can't tie a new project with, hey,
An
go
old
with
back
something
and
we've already
fix this.
done, I know
Yeah.
it. I just,
Yeah.
and after I saw it, and after,
Yeah.
you know, and I still hate that decision that we made, but it's done, and I get it. But, you know,
I think a lot of people lean towards that as opposed to bamboo because of the maintenance on bamboo. I mean, stuff you can, you know, it grows like crazy. See Yorktown constantly having to be maintained, but you know, it's a logical solution, and
none of
Certainly.
them on Williamson blew over. None of them on Yorktown blew over.
that's true.
You know what I mean? So,
Sure.
all right. Well, that's my only
Lesson learned.
squabble about that. So, any staff comments, guys? All good now.
Where's the cake? Huh?
Public comments, Robert? Come on, man. You got something. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Stan.
It was
Now I'm gonna go
almost.
to the
Almost
supermarket
fastest
and get me a pumpkin
in-
pie because I got a break.
I wasn't gonna
Got
say
no
that.